Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Desperado. And this movie came out in 1995, and it's directed by Robert Rodriguez, who's made some films that I have enjoyed. I think his best movie would be From Dusk Till Dawn. I think that's my favorite. This one I heard was good, and it started off kind of interesting, but overall I didn't really take away too much from it. And what I didn't realize going into this movie was that this movie was part of a trilogy in this Desperado trilogy, and this one was actually the second installment in this trilogy. And the first one was, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, El Machuri. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Here's the poster, you pronounce it, and the next one in the third and final chapter in this trilogy is Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Those two I haven't seen, and I just watched this one because it was on Netflix, and I was curious to see more movies from Robert Rodriguez. And I can say this much about it. It did feel like a movie from him, from what I have seen, and I've also seen Planet Terror. That movie is pretty good. I really enjoyed that one, and Spy Kids, it's kind of nostalgic for me, even if it's not very good, and The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, I haven't seen in forever, but I could revisit it just because I watched it and liked it when I was a very young kid. But I don't think I'm going to like it if I were to rewatch it as an adult. But going back to my positives, I did like the performances. Antonio Banderas, I thought he was great as the main lead, and Steve Buscemi, he was kind of fun to watch. Even if he didn't really have a lot to do in the film, it's still nice to see him. I enjoyed the tone of the film, and there were moments where the humor worked for me, and it was definitely a very 90s film, and I could imagine myself watching this movie in a theater for the first time, and if I saw it way back when it came out in theaters, then I might have enjoyed it more, and that probably would have helped with my experience. Not sure if watching the first movie in this trilogy would have helped as well, but I don't know if I would have gained or lost much having seen the first one before watching this one, because in ways this movie kind of stands on its own. And what I mean by that is there isn't really a whole lot of substance to the movie. It's very kind of familiar type of stuff. It's kind of cheesy, campy, schlocky, and I don't really care about the characters in this movie. And there were also some choppy editing choices in this movie that I really did not like, and it just ruined the action scenes for me. Like, I couldn't really enjoy them all too much. I was kind of enjoying the movie for the first 10-15 minutes, especially with Steve Buscemi talking about a little history that he had, or like a story that went down, and I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of fun. And then after that point, I kind of lost interest because it was just, yep, familiar kind of stuff. Quentin Tarantino has a cameo in it, and he's not great in the movie, I'll say that much. One thing that also kind of hurt this movie for me is that there were just too many close shots to where I wish I could see the location a bit better. I feel as though this movie could have used more wide shots, and this movie reminded me a lot of John Wick, like the 90s version of John Wick. That's ultimately what this movie was to me, just not nearly as good though. Like, John Wick has much better action scenes, and the editing isn't ruined constantly, and I care about what's going on, and even if it's very simple, it's still presenting a world that is fun to watch, and I take away a decent amount from it. The emotional beats of this movie didn't really work for me. There were also plenty of attempts where this movie tried to be cool, and it was always unearned for me. I just wish that things worked a bit better, and this movie is only an hour and 40 minutes long, and I do feel as though it was too long for what it was. Didn't really connect to a whole lot in this movie. And also, for an action movie, most of the movie is not action. Most of it's just boring dialogue that I don't really care about, which was also a problem for me. Like, I would rather have a decent amount of action that I can get behind and enjoy, or good characters and dialogue and stuff that will carry me through the non-action scenes. And this movie just didn't really deliver on either one of those things. I don't care about the characters. I'm not engaged in the action scenes. The dialogue isn't giving me much. And so all I have is the tone. And the tone is carrying me through 20% of the movie at best. And after that, it just loses me and I don't care about what's going on. There were no surprises in this movie that were engaging for me. There were no little subtle details that sprinkled throughout that I could get behind. It was all just very dull, and I'll probably forget about this movie within a few days. And it was very disappointing for me, so I probably won't watch this one again. I'll probably check out the other 2 installments in this trilogy, but I don't know if it's really going to change my mind as to how I feel about this movie. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Desperado a 4 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Desperado, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Krisha. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.